welcome back to the Tarot Class 101 with Tiff Talks 22. I am Tiff. We are going to jump right in to the next card, which is the Justice card. Oh, let me get these right. Oh, the Justice card. I don't know if I've just seen them for so long. So I'm used to it, but he kind of looks like a judge to me, like a judge in a robe, except the robe is red. On this card, you see he's seated between, again, those two pillars, Pillars, kind of like we saw on the High Priestess card. Um, and he is holding in one hand the sword, that Ace of Swords energy, sword of truth in one hand, and the scale of justice, that Libra energy, scale of justice in the other, which reminds me, this particular card is associated with Libra energy, right? All about balance and truth and partnerships, Libra is. So yeah, we see that with the scales of justice and that sword of truth energy there. That he, like I said, looks like a judge. He's wearing that color red, which is a symbol of power, authority, etc. Um, so this would be like that sword would be him kind of being committed to kind of staying truthful or honesty or objective, right? Someone who would be committed to fairness or acting with out of integrity, whether that be spiritual or moral or both, you know. Has on also a yellow crown. And then there's like a yellow, well, you can't see it on here. Okay, here we go. That's interesting. But see, on this traditional card, the background up above that red tapestry behind him, the background is yellow, which would be connected to like the solar plexus energy, confidence, someone who knows who they are, sense of worth, self-esteem, and concern about how they show up in the world, all the things. But here, behind this tapestry, this grounded energy is blue, which is more so connected to feelings and emotions, right? Throat chakra energy as well, communication energy. What an interesting difference. So in the more modern version here, with this modern witch tarot deck, you see they chose to go with the traditional as well, with that yellow energy. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so with the blue being behind the curtain and the sword being in front of it, this could represent their connection or committal to truth over feeling, right? It's not. I was gonna say I don't care how you feel. It's not about. It's not about not being connected to how you feel, but it's like what matters most is what is fair, what is truth, what is balanced, right? How cool is that, y'all? See, that's why I'm kind of enjoying this class too, because it's really making me examine the cards in a way that like I probably have done, but maybe not as thoroughly or as intensely, because I don't want to be talking to y'all and like, I'm not examining what I'm telling you. You know what I mean? So it's caused me to really look deeper at it, and that is pretty cool. Something else which is interesting, because you see he got on this long robe, and they both stuck with it on here. He got on this long robe, but you see that little piece sticking down at the bottom? Their feet, the foot, there's a little foot there, and it's white, a white shoe. You can see here, this more modern version, also white shoes, right? So there's an energy with the white is a color of purity, of spirituality. So this is someone who, from head to toe, honey, is connected in some way to like higher principles, right? Grounded with the feet energy in their spiritual space, right? I love that. I love that. Look, she got on the white shirt with her red robe. So that's her connection to her heart space. Her heart is pure. I love it so much. Okay, we're gonna move on. Yeah, that's neat. Okay, that crown on his head, of course, an energy of divine connection. I feel spirituality, crown chakra energy, also authority as well, right? And look on this one. Then you see this one, and it's like, well, damn, they're using the sword to balance the scale. So they're using their logic, their intellect, their communication skills to balance the scales of justice there. They are grounded. We see that depicted by the brown energy of this coat that she's wearing. This is someone who is staring back at their reflection. And I was looking at this card last night, and I was like, but it's crazy because their reflection does not look like her. The reflection doesn't look like her. and her reflection's eyes are open, even though hers are not. The reflection is also in a black or shadow background, suggesting subconscious energy. So this may be the energy of using all of that to make fair and balanced decisions. Here, this more spiritual or white energy with the clouds and the heavens suggests that this is someone who uses all of those things, incorporates all of those things to make fair and just choices and decisions. So that's pretty interesting. Dang, that's interesting. Because I was gonna say they didn't include none of these, but they kind of did, just in a different way. Um, but yeah, so let's talk about all this justice energy, right? Justice is one of those words where I think we as humans, right, we may tend to look at it like, I want justice for so and so, so and so, for example, right? Or justice for this killer. And it's like, yeah, this person was a killer though, so that kind of is justice, right? I feel like justice is one of those things where we look at it like how we want to exact like revenge or reward in some cases, instead of looking at it from a more objective space where it's like, well, the thing that we want may be based on feeling and emotion, but this true justice is going to be based on what is actually fair. Like maybe other things the universe would base it on, like what else has this person done in their life. You know what I mean? It's a tricky little word, all right. But the justice card, some key terms: truth, balance, what is going to be fair for all parties involved, right? Objectivity, integrity for sure, spiritually honorable energy. Like I said, this is someone who strongly relies on their spirituality to make the most fair and honest choice for everybody involved, right? They, like I said, choose logic over emotion. And when we see the justice card in a reading, it usually indicates a positive outcome, like forever, no, for whomever it is we're reading for. Like if it's a legal matter, then it's probably something that's going to work out in that person's favor. The advice here is just that, right? Have faith that things are working in your favor, right? Even if things feel a little wonky at the time. When this particular card is in reversed, it definitely is going to suggest the opposite, and potentially unfair outcome. There being the presence of something that is imbalanced, maybe feeling like wronged or like you were on the receiving end of unfair treatment. The advice there is to balance your emotions, speak clearly and truthfully in order to clear up any confusion. Accept that this truth or what is being revealed is meant to create change in some way or to kind of restore balance. Definitely advice that comes with the reversal. Is to be slow to react without rethinking what occurred. So don't allow your emotions to place you in a space of desired vengeance, right? Like, because I'm so worked up about how things didn't go or feeling like things were unfair, then I'm emotionally angry and upset. So I'm going to let that anger and those emotions rule what I choose to do. That would be justice reversed, all right? This is definitely a reminder when you see this card to be honest, maybe to shift your mindset, to get out of any emotional energy around this feeling like a loss, right? Don't be afraid of this. Don't be emotionally volatile as a result of it. Just be willing to see things clearly, because there's likely something that you looked at from a perspective where you were not willing to take accountability. So, or that could be the case, right? So there may be something that you're needing to see from a different perspective, right? So take some time to go within and do some contemplating about why things have played out this way, right? It could be one of those instances where it's like, okay, somebody flipped the script. And so it's like, well, this is justice. It feels unfair to you, but if we're looking at what's fair for everybody, if they have to do it, then you have to do it too, right? Justice reversed. Anyway, so the numerology we didn't even talk about, did we? It is an 11. I have a strong connection to that number as well, but 11 is a master number, an ascended master number. It is a number for me of divinity. It is a number for me of, I'd say for me, when I say for me, I mean the energy that I get from this number can be like divine lessons or divine timing or divine intervention. There is a certain divine and spiritual energy surrounding the number 11, 1, 1, right? And then you simplify it, 1, 1 to a 2. It's all about partnership, balance, duality, which is exactly what we're talking about, right? With these scales, choices, even relationships, etc. So what does this look like Um, from a career standpoint, when we see the justice card, listen, if I'm doing a career or finance reading for you, I feel like whatever this is, this could be a legal matter coming up. It could be something coming up that's going to work in your favor. Maybe you had a review or some sort. Is you gonna win? It's gonna turn out for you, right? Uh, Definitely. As I'll say this, as long as you act with integrity throughout the situation, or you acted with integrity throughout the situation, or you stuck to honesty. Any conflict that's arising, if there is one, which there likely is with the justice card being there, should work in your favor. But it is so necessary to remember that you can't be plotting, scheming, and conniving and expect justice, right? There's a need for you to stand on, I was about to say business. Just kidding. Stand on truth, stand on integrity, stand on clarity, right? All the things. Um, what else? Yeah, in career and finance, when we see the justice card, if there's been some type of dispute in the workplace or some type of conflict, it's going to be balancing itself out as you speak your truth in that situation. Like positive outcomes are forecast whenever we see the justice card. Even if this could be like the development of a new contract, it's gonna work in your favor. Period. Period. Okay. Now, when we see it in love, that's a little different. Okay, in a love reading, it could be that you guys have been having some type of argument or dispute in love or relationships, which justice being connected to the legal system could often mean there is a divorce or a messy dispute or divorce happening. um but again, sometimes it's like even if it can't come up, even if it comes up, it's going to be something that likely works out in your favor. But this card also says, in order to restore balance in the relationship, to bring about justice, there's a need for you to be willing to kind of open up to hearing their side and expressing your side in truth, to do things fairly, in a way that's fair to them as well as to you. Not, again, not driven by emotion or upset or ego, etc., right? This can also suggest, like, okay, the tide is turning after we've been through this court system, we've been through the energy of this dispute, so we're moving out of that period and we're able to come to an agreement and kind of bring a new sense of balance to the circumstance. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. What is next in your personal or spiritual standpoint? Definitely balance being restored. Making peace with the past or the way that something played out is going to lead to resolution or balance, right? It's kind of like moving back to a space where you feel this inner peace. Okay. Yeah. So it's like, I wrote down karmic debt cleared, but I don't feel like explaining karmic debt. Okay. So karmic debt. So when there is something, the universal law of karma is the energy of, like, what you give out is what is returned to you. So if you do something that is fueled by negativity or negative energy, that creates a debt for you, right? So as you right that wrong, or fix the whatever the quote unquote mistake was, you kind of clear the karmic debt, right? So you're able to move into a space where balance is restored, because it's like, I did this thing, but I also apologized and I made reparations and I did something more positive for someone else and for that person. Like, it's like you cleared the karmic debt from a personal or spiritual standpoint. It's also the energy of kind of moving back into a space of balance, of emotional balance, where it's like, okay, now that challenging phase, that argument, that period is over, I feel within me like this sense of balance and peace, like balance being restored on a personal level. All right. Dang, I didn't realize I was going to show my face, but since I did, I didn't want y'all to just be talking to my hands. Since I did, I guess I need to do my makeup. We'll see. See you next class.